An aspiring footballer from Kent has become one of the first young people in the country to benefit from a pioneering type of reconstructive knee surgery.
Well, the technique on a particular ligament is being trialled by surgeons at Tunbridge Wells Hospital and involves using part of the hamstring donated by one of the patient's parents to make the repair.
And for the budding athletes who often suffer this type of injury, the new operation is already paying off, as Kit Bradshaw has been finding out.
Back on the pitch, but still not back to full fitness. That's after what happened to this aspiring professional footballer during an away game a year ago.
The ball went over the top, I've planted my foot in the ground, it's just gone. They said straight away that it's not looking good because it puffed up like really bad to start off with. And then we went to get an MRI done at the hospital like a week later probably, and they told us it's an ACL rupture.
Matthew was offered the opportunity to take part in a unique medical trial to repair his knee, where instead of having to have part of his own hamstring removed to replace his anterior cruciate ligament, one of his parents could donate theirs.
When they said parental donorship, how do you feel about it? It's just, as a parent, it's one less complication for the child to recover from. So he's got major knee surgery, but he hasn't got to worry about hamstring. So it's nice to be given that opportunity to sort of take that away from him.
And if we open the knee up, this structure here that's running from the front of the tibia right to the very back of the outside knuckle of the thigh bone is the anterior cruciate ligament. That's
the research project is for those aged under 18 and aims to reduce the risk of re-injuring the ACL when the patient returns to playing sport.
Mum and dad will, generally speaking, have thicker tendons than the child. So we leave the children intact, they have their own hamstrings at the end of it. We have a bigger graft, so there's no donor site morbidity. And potentially, in the future, if they needed further surgery, they'd have their own hamstrings. So there's all these potential advantages. The way we set it up is we have parallel theatres next door to each other, and we simply harvest the hamstring tendons off mum or dad, and we put them in a sterile pot, and they're transferred to the theatre next door, where the younger person is asleep, and we transplant them straight into the child as the new graft.
Tissue licenses for here.
The team involved in the study at Tunbridge Wells Hospital have spent years getting the correct permissions to carry out the surgery on the NHS.
It takes such a long time to set up. The research world is a slow process. To finally open a study that looks like it's going to be really beneficial to our patients and might change the pathway for these patients throughout the whole of the NHS has been a great experience.
Matthew, who's from Dartford, hopes he'll be able to rejoin his Gillingham Academy teammates in the next few months. And thanks in part to surgical advances, his dream of playing professionally remains firmly in sight. Kit Bradshaw, ITV News, Canterbury.
And we wish him luck with the rest of his recovery, of course. Now you're watching ITV News Meridian, still to come on the programme.